Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I hope you are having an amazing Friday. I hope you've had a great week. You guys, the holidays are upon us. Can you believe it? It's happening so fast. So fast. I will literally leave this show and go pick up a turkey for Friendsgiving that happens this weekend. And then on Tuesday, pick up a ham for Thanksgiving. Anybody else feeling that? Oh my gosh, there's so much to do. So much to do and so little time. But we get a quick, short little break from all of the holiday crazy by getting together here on our Feel Good Friday show. I am so happy for you to be joining me. Thanks for hanging out with me and letting me be a part of your Friday, right? I appreciate you so, so much. All right, so we are going to get started. Hi, Katie. I have a little blurb, if you will, and I'm just going to say this, and the only reason that I'm saying this is because if you know, you know. If you know, you know, and you also know who you are. So let me just put this out there. I thought this was just so cheesy and so just dripping with the cheesiness that the situation uh needed. So here are Sarah's thoughts for the day. Feel free to use this little cheesy blurb anywhere you need to in your life. You can you can watch me, mock me, block me, or join me. But what you cannot do is stop me. Mic drop. I mean that. Okay. Cheesy as it is, listen, I meant every word of it. So there you go. Take that for what it's worth. If you know, you know. All right, so we're gonna move on. It is Feel Good Friday, you guys. I love my Feel Good Friday show, and I've got a lot of great things to show you in today's show, but I want to give you a quick little update because there is some important information that you need to know. Okay, and I know that it's probably not like this just for me, but for all other streamers as well. The holidays kind of throw our schedules off a little bit. And so it is this time of year that we appreciate, not just me, I think I can speak for all streamers. We really appreciate you guys being patient with us and understanding of the schedule changes that happen when the holidays fall in the middle of the week. How dare they? How dare they fall when we are trying to do lives, right? It happens. It happens every single year. So I want to give you a little bit of an update so that you can kind of prepare yourself for what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks. And guys, listen, if you're part of the community, my team will try to post on YouTube as well as Facebook reminders to let you know if there are any schedule changes. But just in case you're curious as to how things are going to play out over the next couple of weeks, let me give you the rundown. So of course, it's Feel Good Friday today. We're having a great Feel Good Friday show. I've got some fantastic things to show you in today's show. We will reconvene as per usual on Tuesday of next week with Sam. We will be with Sam doing Sam's Speedbox for November. I cannot wait. I have missed Sam for so long. I cannot wait to get together with him. So Sam and I will be ready to do a live together on Tuesday. Our Hardwired group will also meet on Tuesday afternoon as well. Then things change just a little bit. My Hardwired group knows the rest of the drill for them. But as far as we are concerned, right, Friday is Black Friday. And I normally don't ever do a live on Black Friday. And that will be the same this week. I will not be doing a live for Black Friday next week because I have family in town from out of town. So I won't be doing a live. However, there will be special things happening in my shop. So just because I'm not here on Friday to do our Feel Good Friday show next Friday does not mean that there won't be some special things going on in my shop. So I still want you to pay attention to the Facebook posts and the shop if you can. Okay. If you can't, that's okay. I understand everybody's busy, but there will be some things going on over in the Etsy shop that you don't want to miss. So just set yourself a friendly little reminder about that. Here's where things get a little different. The week after Thanksgiving, so not next week, but the week after that, there will not be any lives at all because I will be with the Art Beads team in Idaho. Our hardwired group will meet on Monday, but the rest of us won't see each other at all. Can you believe it? It's going to be a whole week without each other. I'm a little sad about it. I'm not going to lie. But I'm also excited because even though I will not be with you for the week after Thanksgiving, it doesn't mean that it's not for your benefit, because I am joining, I know I've mentioned this before, I'm joining the Art Beads team. I'm already a member of the Art Beads team. So if you are familiar with artbeads.com, if you are familiar with Beadaholique, if you are familiar with rings and things, I am now a designer for that conglomeration of companies. And the Art Beads design team, which is me, Becky Dahl, and Julie Bean, we will all be flying to Idaho on Tuesday of the week following Thanksgiving to have some team meetings, to go through the beadie warehouse, and to kind of set our plans for the upcoming year. And it's going to be good, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be beady, and it's going to be sparkly, and you guys will only benefit from it. So I just want you to know that that's what's coming up. So you will only see me for a little bit next week, and then it'll be a whole week before we will see each other again, but I will be back. And then Christmas throws a whole nother monkey wrench into the whole thing, but we'll figure that out when we get there. I just want you guys to know that that is where I will be. So I'm not just like leaving you high and dry. I'm literally going out to Idaho to pick up beads for you. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And it also means that I will start streaming for Art Beads very, very soon. So you can expect to see even more of me. So I promise to make up for it. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. 2024 is going to be phenomenal. So yeah. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about what we've got going on in our Feel Good Friday show. Guys, you know Feel Good Friday is my favorite day of the week. And if you are unfamiliar with Feel Good Friday, we focus on fun and easy instant gratification jewelry pieces here on our Feel Good Friday show. We keep it simple. We talk about simple loops, wrapped loops, simple stringing, simple knots, things like that. We don't get bogged down with technique on Fridays. We keep it simple so that you can go into the weekend feeling inspired to create something while you wait for your kits to arrive in the mail, because everything that you see in today's show is available in kit form for purchase over in my Etsy shop. And my team is here in the comment section, both YouTube and Facebook, dropping links to each one of those kits or whatever it happens to be, so that you can very easily find those over in my Etsy shop. Now, I've been doing bead mixes and metal mixes. I don't have any of those for this week, but that doesn't mean I won't have any for next week. That's why I said special things coming. So stay tuned for that. But I do have some really beautiful things in today's kits. Let's see. There was a question from Carla. No, Carla, that relationship has ended. Okay, let's see. What else was I going to say? I start all of our Feel Good Friday shows out with a maker mix, which are small batches of beady goodness. Things I don't have enough of to create an entire kit out of, but I want to share with you anyway. So I've got a maker mix. I've got 4 true do-it-yourselves. Guys, these have been selling like crazy. And I'm really excited to show you the ones that I've got for you guys. Then I have necklace, earrings, and a bracelet. I hope you're ready for it. Are you ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to turn you guys around. We're going to get started. All right. So, excuse my pen. I was making notes for myself. All right, let's get started with our maker mix. Okay, so the maker mix for this week, guys, this one is called A Royal Affair. And I don't mean affair in like the scandalous way. I just mean like a party. Like a party. Think of it like a party. This has some absolutely beautiful tiger eye in it. There is some check glass in here. There is some faceted rondelles, some glass pearls, and a really beautiful wooden bead, as well as an antique brass crown that you could use as a bead cap, which fits really nicely, by the way, with our, it's a little big, but you pop another little bead in there and you've got yourself a cute little crown for your tiger eye bead, as well as a shield with a fleur-de-lis on it. I don't know. I was just feeling a little royal. I got to tell you the truth. I've been watching my Hallmark movies, you know, my Christmas Hallmark movies that I'm obsessed with. And there's always a Hallmark movie about like her boyfriend was secretly a prince, or she found out she was secretly a princess, or you know what I mean? And those are my feelings for when I was making this one. All right. So I'm going to set this to the side and we're going to talk about the true do-it-yourselves, because these are growing in popularity. And I want to show you what I got. So this one is, let me see here. This one is our flower pendant, a true do-it-yourself. All right. So what I've been doing, in addition to the kits where I include all of the findings, I've been putting together these kits where it is just the beads and the focals, and the findings, that part is up to you. In fact, the creativity is up to you completely. However, I will give you a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of direction. You can use it, or you can use everything that is in the kit in a completely different way. It is totally up to you, which I think makes it a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to show you this one. Now, I'm not going to put it together officially, but I do want to show you kind of what I was thinking. Now, feel free to mix in your own beads, anything you've got, right? You can add to these. So this was our pendant. This is our focal here. And then I had this beautiful like magenta faceted, I don't even know what you want to call that, but this was kind of what I was seeing for this. Again, you can do this however you want to. I have these, thank you, Terry, so much. I have these beautiful gemstone beads that Sam sent me, these gemstone rondelles. Okay, so I shared those with you guys. This is what I was thinking. Now, feel free to put it together however you want to. But I was thinking you could do your drop with your pendant, and then two sets of 3 on the rondelles, right? Just like this. And then you've got a bunch of drops here. And I was thinking, okay, you guys know how I love dangles. So I was thinking maybe take 2 little drops and 2 little drops. So I would just put these on like head pins, or you could cut your own and do some little knotted head pins if you wanted to. And again, you don't have to put it together this way, but this was exactly what I was thinking for this when I was putting this little guy together. So the little drops, and then I had 1 little drop left because you see this little spot right here on the pendant. I was like, you know what? I hang a little drop right there. Look how pretty that is. Now, you don't have to do that. You don't. These beads are going to come to you. And if you are feeling something completely different or inspired to create something completely different, you can. What you don't get is the findings. And that's so that you can either put it together this way, or you can put it together however you want to. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of inspiration, but all of the beads and the pendant, somebody wants to see the pendant a little bit closer. It is a beautiful flower. And listen, kind of what I was thinking about this, it's 1 flower with 2 little flower pods and then a flower that is just opening. But I want to kind of point out the shape here. And part of the reason that I picked this shape in pink, I know we're not in Breast Cancer Awareness Month anymore. We've moved on now. We're at the middle, can you believe it, of November. However, this pendant very much reminds me of the awareness ribbons, not just for breast cancer, but all awareness ribbons. It's that kind of shape. And I was like, you know, this could really be a beautiful breast cancer awareness pendant or necklace with the pinks and this awareness ribbon kind of shape out of these flowers. Now that's just what I was thinking. You don't have to see it that way. I'm just giving you a little bit of insight into like what I was really thinking when I was putting all of this together. So just a little inspiration for you, but again, put it together however you want to. Okay. All right. So that was the first one. Now I'm going to show you, I've got 3 more of these. Okay, so there's that. Okay, all the parts. All right, now I've got another one. This one I'm calling Rings and Wings, and this one is really beautiful. Thank you, Mary, so much. Mary Cartwright says, I live in Idaho. Are you flying into Boise? I am flying into Boise, and then we are going to Eagle, Idaho from Boise. All right, so I have this beautiful pendant that was sent to me from Danielle. I've had these for a while, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with them. And then when I started making these true do-it-yourselves, this was one of the things that came to mind. So this one is a beautiful pendant. I think she may have gotten these from Nun Design. I'm not sure where she got these, but I do know that it is a beautiful brass pendant. We've got a tiara cast leaf. Now, again, I'm just going to show you a configuration here, but you put this together however you want to, okay? However the mood strikes you. I've got a beautiful tiara cast wing, and I was thinking I'll pop that little wing on there. I've got another one of these from the projects that we had last week. I had some of these left over, so I was thinking I'd stick this guy here. I've got one of the little bicones that goes with it, and then I've also got these beautiful metallic faceted drops, and I was like, what if I popped some of these little metallic drops right in there? I also have some other little metallic beads, so you could pop these little metallic beads on there if you wanted to make this really cool little pendant. And then you could even do like a double strand design if you wanted to, because you've got some more of these little beads, so you could potentially like do an extra little layer and pop this little guy on there if you wanted to. I don't know. Again, I'm just kind of giving you some inspiration. You could make a really lovely 2-strand design out of this if you wanted to, or you could do none of the sort and you could turn this into bracelets. You could use this as the pendant part of a hand chain or the focal of a bracelet. You could turn it sideways and you could use it as a half moon, right? You see the crescent moon that's in there. There's so many things that you can do with these. I'm just giving you one idea, but you can literally put this together however you want to. So there you go. These are all the parts that are included. So it's all of the beads that you see here, plus the 2 pendants as well. Right. All right. I'm going to move on. All right. The next one I've got is a little different. This one is a little bit different. This one I don't have as many ideas for, but I still thought that it was absolutely fabulous. So I wanted to put it together anyway. This one has lots of, there's so many possibilities with this one. All right, so this one is our brass flower, and it is exactly that. It has a beautiful filigree brass flower included that is drilled in the front. However, because of all of this beautiful filigree, that means that there is openings here to attach your jump rings, right? Or you can hang dangles from. The sky is the limit, and it is drilled through the front, which gives you the opportunity to put a bead here, right? And so I was like, what other awesome beads do I have that I can share? I have some check glass flowers that are also front drilled. And I was like, a perfect layering of those. How pretty is that? And what makes this extra cool is that this flower, though it is kind of this green pink flash on one side, it's silver on the other side. So if you were feeling more like the silver, if this felt more like a holiday piece to you, you could use the silver as the front instead of the pink green, and you could come up with something completely different. So it's double-sided. You can totally decide which one. Yes, Wanda says a little dry brush patina paint on this flower could take this to a whole other level. So I was just thinking of layering the two. You don't have to do that. Then I had a little selection here of some clear AB finish beads. So there are some little drucks. There are a couple of rondelles as well as a beryl bead. And again, this is going to work with either side of this flower because of the AB flash that's on this side, but also the silver on this side. So you can really kind of pick and choose, right? And put together something really beautiful if you wanted to. And then I also wanted to add a couple of pops of color. Okay, so you don't even have to use all the beads if you don't want to, but I also included, because of the pink and the flower, some of these beautiful pink check glass, and then also a couple of teal rondelles, just because I wanted to give you options, right? So you could use the rondelles if you wanted to. You could use all of them or just some of them, right? Hang some little dangles on here if you wanted to. Totally up to you, right? The sky is the limit with these little do-it-yourself kits, and that's what makes these so much fun. I'm hoping that you guys will buy these and create things with them and then post them so everybody can see them, because I feel like everybody is going to come up with something different, and that's what makes them so cool, right? All right, so this was just a little idea, but again, you can put this one together however you want to. It really has a beautiful mix of beads and that really cool filigree flower. All right, I've got one more of these, and then I'm going to show you some kits that do have the findings. Just in case you're curious, we have those as well. I got all my bases covered here. All right, so for this one, I had a bracelet in mind, but of course you do you, okay? So this one is a beautiful configuration of some blue gray. It's like steel blue, which was kind of frosty feeling to me. So it kind of had that kind of wintertime feel to it. There's some beautiful daisy spacers, as well as the tiara cast pendant here. I call this the Green Man because that's the lore that I know, but I think that from tiara cast, he's listed as something differently. Regardless, he's a cute little charm, and I wanted to show you. So I was kind of thinking maybe putting together a bracelet, because I know a lot of the true do-it-yourselves that I put together, I usually have like a necklace in mind, but this one I was actually kind of thinking nice. Now you may need to add more beads to this from your own stash to make this bracelet long, or you can turn it into a necklace. You don't have to make it a bracelet if you don't want to. Like I said, I'm just kind of thinking of what's possible here with the beads. So I was thinking, doing like alternating, putting like the blues, that steel blue, the middle of the browns. This is not laying out exactly like I wanted it to. Obviously, things are falling over, but just to kind of give you an idea of what I was thinking. Now, you come up with whatever you want and then put this guy either like on the end, or he can go in the middle somewhere, off to the side on the middle. I just thought it was a really pretty little mix. So again, this is another one of those true do-it-yourself. So it's all of the beads, right? And the spacers and the pendant, and you come up with something incredible. I saw a bracelet. You might see a necklace. You might see several pairs of earrings, and pop this guy just on a piece of chain. I don't know. It's totally up to you, which makes this so much fun, right? All right. So I'm going to move on to the kits with the findings now. So all of these are available in the Etsy shop, just so you know. All right. So I'm going to set this over here to the side. Okay. I've got festive necklaces. I'm so excited. Okay. I've got necklaces. They go together pretty much the exact same way. One is in red and green, and one is in blue and white. And I also have sets of earrings to go with them as well. So I'm going to show you the blue because it's already ready, and we're going to put together the red and green. I wanted to do both. I usually try to during the holidays to put together both blue and white things that are frosty and snowy, and maybe Hanukkah feeling, but mostly frosty and snowy because, you know, I love snow. Not to lessen Hanukkah, because I also have Jewish family. So I'm not downplaying that. I'm just saying, like, I love icy, snowy jewelry. One of my favorite things. So this is the blue and white version. Okay. If you're feeling the blue, it's stunning. But then I also have a red and green version that we're going to put together. They go together, like I said, basically the same way. Two different listings though. Okay. So this one is listed separately from this one. It's not the same listing where you just pick or choose. It's one or the other in the listings. So this is the blue and white. I'm going to scoot it up here, and we're going to put together the red and the green. All right. So the red and the green also has some pearls. I'll show you what our little drops look like. Some glass pearls, some red, some clear bicones. Really, really beautiful. All right. So each necklace needs 5 drops. So we'll go ahead and do our drop first, and we'll put all of our jump rings on those. Okay. Let me grab my tools because we're going to actually make something. I'm going to really do something. All right, so I'm going to take one of my head pins and I'm going to thread on one of my glass pearls. And I'm going to thread on a bead cap. Also going to thread on a red rondelle and a clear bicone. Okay, and then I'm going to do a wrapped loop. If you want to do simple loops, you absolutely can, but I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers. I'm going to bend the wire over the top of the pliers, coming in with my round nose pliers, going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we are going to wire wrap in that space. Okay, and then we're going to come in with our cutter tool to trim off the excess. You're going to make 5 of these. So you're either going to do 5 of them for your red, or you're going to do 5 of them for your blue. Your blue necklace is basically the same thing. However, I do want to point out that the beads are a little bit different. So you've got your rondelle, you have a bead cap, but it's a double bead cap. So there's an extra bead cap, another bead cap, and then a blue rondelle and an AB finish clear rondelle. Okay, so those will be the drops in your blue one. All right, coming in with my cutter tool and trimming off. All right, and then if you need to tuck in your end, just be careful because it is a bicone. All right, now each one of those is going to get a jump ring. So I need to pull out 5 jump rings here. And then put all of these on real quick. All right, so you're going to take your jump ring between 2 pairs of pliers, and then you're just going to twist to open. Okay, and you're going to thread on back between 2 pairs of pliers and twist to close. Just make sure you get a good closure on that. Twist. And then twist. I think sometimes I rush through jump rings because I take for granted that that's an easy thing. But honestly, jump rings can be a really hard thing for people to learn how to do. And it's definitely kind of a technique thing. You know what I mean? It's not one of those dumping beads in my lap. It's not something. I dropped a green bead. Hold on. If you've never been shown how to open and close a jump ring, it can be a challenge. So, you know, don't underestimate the simple techniques in your jewelry designs, right? Jump rings can be a pain in the butt. You're going to hold them between 2 pairs of jump rings. That's the easiest way for me. And then the twist, you're just kind of like walking it open, right? You're just twisting it open, attach it to whatever you need to, and then you're going to twist or walk it back closed again. And you just want to be sure that you get a good solid closure on that. And good quality jump rings makes a big difference too. If you've got jump rings that are overlapping before you open them, you're going to have a hard time closing them back. So just know that those are things to be on the lookout for when you are creating things, right? All right, and twist to close. Okay. So we've got our drops ready. Now we're ready to start some stringing here. And I don't have wire guardians in this kit, mostly because I'm out of wire guardians. However, if you get this kit home and you want to use a wire guardian, please feel free to do so. We are just going to loop through our jump rings. So I've got 2 jump rings here, and I've got my bead stringing wire. So I'm going to open up my wire. Oh, Colleen Saunders is putting up her craft fair. That is so exciting. I wish you all the best of luck. I really do. Okay, now I'm going to thread on my crimp. Okay, and I'm going to loop my wire through my jump ring because, again, I don't have any wire guardians currently. I need to reorder. Going back down through my crimp, and even though we're not using the wire guardian, we're still going to treat this the same way, right? We still want to be sure that our wires are not crossing inside that crimp. Okay, make sure that everything is running side by side. You're going to come in with your crimper tool. You're going to place that into the back notch of your crimper tool, and you are going to give that a squeeze. That's going to further separate out the wires within that crimp. You're going to turn it sideways now, and you're going to place it into the front notch of the crimper tool, and you're going to give that a squeeze. That is going to make it a little bit more tidy and small, right? Give it the tug test to make sure that it is secure, and then we're going to trim off. Teresa says, bargain beadbox, beadbox bargains, just listed guardians of all colors, and she bought a bunch. I've got to make my way over there and grab some too. And please feel free to use my affiliate link if you want to. You don't have to, but I do have an affiliate link associated with Beadbox Bargains and Bargain Beadbox. And I do get a little bit of a kickback every time you use it, but you don't have to. You don't have to. All right, so for our red and green necklace, we are going to start out with 2 green rondelles. And that green color is so stinking pretty. Like, this green says Christmas to me. It really does. And I know that there are a lot of different greens that you can associate with Christmas, but this one for me, this is my Christmas green. All right, now I'm going to thread on a bead cap and a large red rondelle and another bead cap. Maria Ginger just posted it if you want to check it out. All right, now I'm going to start my official pattern for this. I'm going to do a dark red. I'm going to do another green. And then I'm going to do 2 bicones. And the bicones are going to sit on either side of our jump ring. So here is my bicone. I'm going to thread on one of my dangles. And then another bicone. And let me show you what'll happen. Okay. So what you want is for those 2 bicones to be kissing each other and that jump ring not to be touching your bead stringing wire, right? It's going to sit over the top of where those 2 bicones are kissing each other. That is going to keep that bead stringing wire safe from that jump ring. Okay. And then I'm going to follow that up with another bead cap, my rondelle, and another bead cap. And then we're just going to repeat that pattern. And we're going to make our way all the way across our necklace. Okay. So dark red. Wait a minute. I forgot. I didn't finish that pattern, did I? We're going to finish this pattern with the green. I was getting ahead of myself. I was so excited to hang those dangles on here. And the red, then we're doing our bead cap and our large rondelle. I'm sorry. I just got a little ahead of myself, a couple steps. Now I'm going to hold this back up so you can see. My gosh. Okay, there we go. See there? That's our beautiful pattern. Now it makes sense, right? Now it makes sense. Now we're going to work this pattern straight through the rest of the necklace. Okay. So dark red, the green, bicone, dangle, and you're threading on the jump ring, another bicone. I was momentarily distracted by the sparkly dangles. Can you blame me? Can you blame me? Really? Guys, it is my time of year. I'm telling you what, Christmas trees and I know I've said it a million times. I love Christmas trees and Christmas lights. Christmas trees, to me, ornaments on Christmas trees is like jewelry for trees. How can you not? How can you not be excited and love that? It's jewelry for Christmas trees. And I love it every single year. So these little dangles, I'm seeing little Christmas tree ornaments, jewelry from my Christmas tree. Can't help myself. I changed my Christmas tree this year. The Christmas tree that I put up last year, you guys know I moved. And my first Christmas in my new house was last Christmas. And so the tree that I put up last year was just one of the ones that I had from my previous house. And this year, I thought that it would be appropriate, since this is my second Christmas with Q, for us to buy new Christmas, and get rid of the old and start our new Christmas traditions with our new Christmas tree. So we redecorated our tree this year in silver and red and white and little pops of black, which you oddly enough don't see. The Christmas tree is dark, so you don't see any black ornaments, and they're pretty. You just don't see them. So I was like, I could have just left the black off altogether, but it's silver and red and white, and it is so pretty. Really just beautiful. It was a nice change. Seems like it's been longer. It does kind of feel like it's been longer. I will definitely take pictures of my tree for you, for sure. It's so pretty. And I put these like red berry twigs up in the top of it. It's just really nice. And then last night we put out 2 reindeer and an outdoor Christmas tree that matches the reindeer, all lights up. It's really beautiful. And so at first I wasn't going to do it because we live on a dead end street. Like, we don't really have any neighbors, I was like, this is kind of silly to put these up because nobody drives back here. But then it was like, but I'm not doing it for other people. I'm doing it for me. So I have some beautiful outdoor ornaments. I mean, yard ornaments for sure that nobody will see. Q put up some beautiful blue Christmas lights along the porch. It's just really nice. Like, last year was a good Christmas because it was our first Christmas. First, it was our first Christmas together. And it was also my first Christmas in my new house. And so it was nice. But this year, like last year, was just kind of like testing the waters, right? To see like, okay, where's the Christmas tree going to fit, and all of that stuff. This year, I got to really kind of use the space. What am I doing? Use the space. Now that I know, what kind of space I'm working with and all of that. So I feel like this year is really kind of my real first Christmas here, where it's really a Christmas tailored to this house, as opposed to just putting up what I had from the old house. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? All right, stringing this up. We're almost to the end here. Yes. So Q, that's my my much better half. much better half. His name is Laquavius, but that's a mouthful. So he goes by Q. Most everybody calls him Q, except for his mom. His mom calls him Quay. And his brother calls him Quay. He'd probably be really pissed that I told you that. But I mean, he's not here to tell you otherwise. Katana says, when you were stringing the wrong beads, I said out loud, no, and you heard me. I did hear you. All right, so on the end here, I'm finishing off with just 2 of the green. All right, so this is the red and green. Oh my gosh, that just screams Christmas. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then this one is the blue. So I want to show you just a couple of differences in the blue and white one. So it basically goes together the same way, except for where your dangles are going to be. So your dangles on this one are going to sit over your tiny little blue crystals. Okay. I didn't have any bicones for this one, so it just sits over the blue crystal instead. But it works out exactly the same and is just as beautiful. It's so hard to choose which one I like the best. They're both so stinking pretty. So there are your choices. You've got the blue and the white, or the red and the green. Let's go ahead and crimp this and put it with its chain so that we can move on. Fran, I can tell that it's you. I know that it's you, love. I do. All right, so just looping through. Looping through. All right, now just be careful. Don't pull too tight. You still want to leave yourself a little bit of wiggle room there, right? And again, make sure your bead string and wires aren't crisscrossing. So definitely want to be sure that just because there's not a wire guardian there, that doesn't mean we're not still following the same steps, right? Coming in with our crimper tool, we're going to place this crimp into the back notch of the crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. And then we're going to turn that sideways, put it into the front notch of your crimper tool, and squeeze to tidy that up. And then you're going to come in with your cutter tool and trim off. Now I'm just going to add chain to this. You've got chain in your kit, so that is the length that you're going to have to choose from. However, if you want to mix this up and use something on your own, you absolutely can add more beads if you wanted to, or whatever you want to do. You can put this on leather, which would be beautiful. Always trying to get Wanda's attention when I say leather. I feel like if I don't say the leather word during the live, she nods off. You know, if she doesn't have like her tea or her coffee and a scone, I don't want to lose her. Gotta shock her awake with the leather word. See, I told you. What would we do without Wanda? I don't want to find out. A world without Wanda is not one I want to know. Too funny. I love you guys. All right, close this back. Okay. All right, so there you go. You got your two choices as far as your colors are concerned. So you've got the blue and the white, you've got the green and the red. Now, if you want to make this a set, I love sets. I put together some earring sets to go with these. So here are the blue. So these beautiful white rondelles that are in the necklace, right? A bead cap, a blue crystal spacer, a beautiful rondelle, and a blue bicone for the earrings. So there you can grab the earring listings too if you want to, right? And then the red and green are just as lovely. We're going to put together one real quick. They're easy peasy, you know, easy peasy. So we're going to take our head pin, thread on one of our red rondelles, and we're going to put bead cap, crystal spacer, and then a glass pearl and a green rondelle. And then we're just going to do a wraps loop and add our ear wire. These are so pretty. It's such a pretty little set. If you want a good little set for the holidays, you've got a Christmas party coming up, or you love somebody, I mean, you might love somebody. I love lots of people who love Christmas. But if you are gifting to someone who loves Christmas jewelry, you know what I mean? This would be a nice gift for sure. Okay. All right. So trim off the excess, tuck in the wire, and then we're going to add our ear wire to it. They're so pretty, and they're so easy to wear. You know, you don't have to think about it. You're like, oh, I'll just wear my Christmas set, or oh, I'll just wear my snowy Hanukkah set, or my frosty set, or whatever you want to call it, right? You've got one to choose from. Maybe you get both, and on some days you wear your red and green, and on other days you wear your blue and your white, right? The only thing I can say about the blue and the white one is that it has a little bit longer lifespan, because I mean, red and green is clearly Christmas colors, right? And when you wear it, people are going to be like, that is a Christmas set. And when Christmas is over, you could still get away with wearing it, but it looks like Christmas jewelry. The blue and the white, you can actually wear all the way through the rest of the winter. And people wouldn't be like, you're wearing Christmas jewelry. You know what I mean? So there is a little bit of a difference there, but they're still both so beautiful. So, so beautiful. All right. I'm going to set these to the side. We're going to put together one more pair of earrings and a bracelet. So let's do the earrings first. And then we'll go back through all of our fun little things. All right. So I've got another little festive pair of earrings for you. If you like wreaths, I'm a wreath person. I love wreaths. All right, so these are, again, using that beautiful green color that I'm obsessed with. Just some little holiday wreaths, right? And you could switch these out. Like you could actually switch these out and put some springtime colors with these and wear these in the spring too if you wanted to, because it's just a leaf wreath, right? It could literally be yellow and white and it could be a springtime design. So, you know, what about silver and gold? Silver and gold. I will not sink. What about silver and gold? You absolutely could swap out any of the silver that I've got for gold 100% and it would be absolutely beautiful. I didn't have enough findings to do the two offerings. I wish I had though, you know, I wish I had because I feel like the gold would have been really beautiful too, but you could always swap out for sure. All right, so there's an eye pin with our little wreath. The thread on a clear bicone. I'm sorry, rondelle. We're going to put on a daisy spacer, and we're going to put a little green rondelle sit right on the top of that, like a little nest. Okay, we're going to do a wrapped loop. You can do a simple loop here if you want to. Makes no difference. I'm going to bend the wire over the top of my pliers. Coming in with my round nose pliers, going up and over. Rotate, take the wire over to the other side. Santa Claus is coming to town claymation. You know what I have? Do you guys remember, if you remember that one, then I'm sure you remember the California Raisins, the Christmas, that claymation Christmas special? I have that on DVD. I have that on DVD. And the same time that came out, it was a great Christmas show. By the way, if you've never seen it, I highly recommend looking it up. You can see different parts of it on YouTube. Just Google it. It had the best music in it. It really, really did. And visuals that were just stunning. The Joy to the World is the one that I can think of that was just absolutely beautiful to watch and to hear. But that's around that same time Garfield had a Christmas special too. I also have it on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever it is. I don't even know. It's in a box somewhere, but those are that's like my childhood, you know. It's so nostalgic for me. It's like my kids would not even begin to know who the California Raisins are. Not a clue. Not a clue. And I was very little. I was little, but I had my little California Raisins and I love me some Garfield. And I still know all the words to the Garfield Christmas songs that were in that. All right, so on the top of that, I've just put this larger rondelle. Now, you could put these together differently if you wanted to. You could swap them out. You could swap this one out for this one. You could leave this one off altogether. You could swap the greens for the, swap sizes if you wanted to. Totally up to you. Oh, Laura watches Prancer every year and cries every time. Oh, I loved Prancer. It was such a good movie. Oh, I love Christmas. I just can't not love Christmas. Everything about it. And I know some people are not Christmas people. They're just not. My mom is not a Christmas person. I have to beg her to put her Christmas tree up. She's just not a Christmas person. And that's okay. I still love her. But we do not see eye to eye when it comes to Christmas. Not at all. She is like, get it over with, get it out of here. I, on the other hand, I'm like, put my Christmas tree up the day after Halloween so I can enjoy it for the longest amount of time possible. And I have to beg her to put her tree up the week before Christmas, and then she takes it down the day after Christmas. She's not really that bad, but she's definitely not a Christmas person like I am. So these are our little wreath earrings. I think they're very, very pretty. So pretty. All right. We've got one more project to put together. This is going to be a great gift for somebody in your life, maybe even you. This is a bracelet project, simple stringing with our leather and button clasp. You guys know those are always a standard around here. But I have these beautiful check glass flowers, and you know who you are. Somebody donated these to our Feel Good Friday show, and they're absolutely beautiful. So we're going to use a mixture of these check glass flowers. We also have a beautiful amethyst bead and a little charm, and our Tree of Life button. We've got some glass pearls, and it's, again, just a simple stringing project where the clasp is our leather and our button. Okay. So you guys have seen this style here a bunch of times. It's always really popular because it's easy to put on and off. A button with a little bit of leather is such an easy way to wear something. You don't have to ask anybody to help you put your jewelry on. You know, it's just really nice, particularly for those of us who have dexterity issues or struggle putting your jewelry on yourself. Like it's just an easy way to wear a bracelet. All right, so we're going to take our beading wire. I do have wire guardians for this one. So we're going to take our crimp. Your cat loves to sit in the tree, Pat. Mine do too. And we've got a spray bottle sitting very close by to try to get them out of the tree. My kittens, they turn 1 in the next couple of weeks, and they're obsessed with the Christmas tree. Obsessed. Which means that I'm constantly picking up ornaments off the floor and putting them back on the tree. The whole thing will have been completely redecorated by the end of the season. All right, so you're going to take your wire up through your wire guardian, back down through your crimp, making sure that your wires are not crossing. Place that into the back notch of your crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. Turn it sideways. A high-powered water gun. I should tell Q that. I even think that was fantastic. All right, we're going to trim off the excess. All right, now we're going to string up our bracelet here. So this is pretty straightforward. We're going to start out with a metal bead. So the metal beads are going to go on either end. Okay, and we are going to... I wanted to see if I started with a flower or a pearl because I cannot remember. Let's pull up the picture here. I did start with a pearl. I thought I did, but you never know. All right, so a metal bead. We're going to do a pearl. And then we're going to do a flower and a pearl and a flower and a pearl all the way down. This is some 49 strand silver colored beading wire from Beadalon, and it is all cut and in your kit ready to go. I love these colors because they're these soft, muted colors that are going to work as neutrals. And so you're going to be able to pair this bracelet with so many other things. You can wear it in the wintertime. You can wear it in the springtime. You can mix it with literally anything. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, soft colored piece of jewelry here. So
Oh, I love that too. So Gaetano says it's a wonderful season and our home always feels warm and happy. It's certainly not an elegant showpiece, but my grandchildren love all the decorations. That's the way I feel too. My house is by no means, no stretch of the imagination and a showpiece or anything like that. But there is something about putting up the Christmas tree and having the lights and, and I lay out blankets. So we're a blanket family, big time blanket family. And so I buy new blankets every single year, which some people think is excessive. However, I swap them out. So my blankets go on rotation. After they've been on the couch for a while and they get worn out and they've been washed several times, then I pass them on to the dogs. So, and I know some of you are like that as well. But I buy new blankets and I'll put, like 4 fuzzy warm blankets out on the couch that you can just reach for. I also have a basket that's got some blankets in it, but there's just something to me about that. The only thing that I'm missing in this house is a fireplace. In the old house, I wish I had in this house. I don't. I want to get one of those faux ones. Kathy's got one in her living room. And it's absolutely beautiful. I've been thinking about doing that. That's the one thing that's missing. But there's just something about the way that my house feels in the wintertime, in the Christmas season in particular. There's something about it that just, I don't know. I think it's just because it reminds me of being a kid and like my family. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but you're right. It has this warm, happy feeling and I love it. I love it. I know it can be a source of sadness for some people and that makes my heart hurt. It really does. But I try, because I have 3 kids and more than one of them suffers from seasonal affective disorder. And so I try very hard to keep things upbeat and cozy and happy and warm. And, I want them to always kind of look back at my house and be like, Mom always made sure that we felt the holidays in a good way, All right, so wire guardian on this end. And on this end, I'm going to take my wire guardian and I'm going to, before I go back down through my crimp, I'm going to place my button on. So I'm going to take that beading wire through the button, and then that button is going to sit in that wire guardian. Okay. Then I'm going to go back down through my crimp. Oh, I forgot my metal bead. Hold on. All right, so there's our last metal bead. Don't want to leave that off. After decorating, your mom always made you go out and take a picture of the house from the street in the dark. Listen, I totally get that. And I tried to take pictures last night. They didn't turn out because my reindeer are very, very bright and sparkly. So it was hard for my camera to focus. But I have been known to, because my driveway is like a slope, I have been known to, in my house shoes, walk up the slope and stand on the road just to look at my house in the dark with the lights. And I may or may not have done it with the blinds open too, so that I could also see the Christmas tree from the street. How weird is that? I can't help it. I can't. That's how much I love it. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed in a good way. I mean, it's clearly something that makes me happy and it doesn't hurt anybody else. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. My fellow Christmas obsessed friends, just know I see you. I see you. I love you. All right. Janet, you still have a set of the California raisins. They're probably worth a fortune. I would imagine they are worth something for sure. All right. So we've got our button on one end. Okay. So this is what we've got so far. Look how pretty that is. It's just really lovely. It's just really nice. Really, really nice. Okay. So now on the other end, okay, we have some dangles for our jump ring, and I'm going to go ahead and do those first, and then we're going to do the leather part. Okay. So I am going to thread my amethyst bead here onto a head pin, and we're going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to bend the wire over the top, coming in with my round nose pliers. All right, we're going up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then we're going to wire wrap. My wire wrap was a little messy, but I'm going to tidy it up as best I can. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool. Did you see how I did that, by the way? So I know I'm showing it to you now and you're like, it's not messy anymore. It's because I tidied it up. So my wraps were a little bit uneven. And all I did was I came in with my pliers and I squeezed on that bottom wrap enough to push that middle wrap up to where it needed to be, to give it the room that it needed to make it all clean. So I don't want you to think that like, oh, she said that's messy. That's not messy. You're right. It's not, because I cleaned it up, and you can do that too. You can clean it all up just by squeezing on it, just like when you tuck in your ends, right? So just in case you're curious, because I haven't totally lost my mind being like, oh, that was messy, and showing you a perfectly formed wrap. You're like, what? What's messy about that? No, I promise it was messy to start with. The next time that happens, though, I'm going to show you up close so you can see how I fixed it. All right, so I'm using a jump ring to put my dangles onto my large jump ring. Okay, and then my large jump ring is my connection point here. I need to open this jump ring to my wire guardian right there. Okay, and now we're going to do the leather part. Okay, so the leather part is, you got a piece of leather in your kit. You're going to take your leather, you're going to bring your two ends together, and mine's already been cut, so mine's pretty short, but you're going to put this big jump ring in the middle of that piece of leather. Okay, and then you're going to tie an overhanded knot, running your cords in the same direction. Okay, and you're going to pull that knot down close to your ring. Okay, then we're going to tie another knot out here, and it's going to create like a little opening between the knots for your button to fit in. Okay, so I'm going to come out this way and tie another overhanded knot. Just want to be sure that your little space for your button is not too big. You don't want your button to slip out of it, but you also don't want it to be too hard to get in either, right? So you really kind of just got to eyeball it, measure it. If it's too big, your bracelet will fall off, and that's not a good thing, right? Okay, and then you've got your two pieces of leather here. I always like to kind of trim mine up just so that they're even, make them short, and I leave them. If you don't like these little fringe pieces, you can add some glue to your knot, a little bit of hypo cement or some E6000 on a toothpick, and let that dry, and then you can trim off your excess leather. But your button is just going to fit right through there, just like that. And you've got yourself a really cute bracelet. And again, these colors are so soft. They're going to really mix really well with browns and creams and tans, and of course pinks and purples, you know, but you're also going to be able to mix this with other things. You can leave off the purple amethyst. I just used the purple amethyst to pull from the purple because I loved the purple flowers. This one also has some purple in it too, which I thought was beautiful. But if the purple is too much and you don't want to draw attention to the purple, you can always leave it off. And it's still a beautiful bracelet, but the purple kind of blends in and it doesn't become a feature. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. So that's up to you completely. If you leave it off, you've got an extra amethyst bead that you can hang on to for another project. All right. So that is our Feel Good Friday show. I'm going to turn you guys around. And we're going to run back through all of our projects for today. And then I'm going to let you go. Nicole says purple is never too much. I agree. All right. So this is the bracelet that we just put together. You can see with our little dangles on it. And you can really get a different kind of look at the colors here because the lighting is a little bit different. So there is our bracelet. I'm in love with these check glass beads. They're just stunning. They're so, so pretty. All right. Then we had our little wreath earrings, which are cute, lightweight, easy to wear. You could make 2 pairs of earrings out of them if they're a little long for you. Totally get that. And then we have, let me grab the bust so I can show you guys our festive necklaces. So we had the blue and white. Try to double this one over so that I can hang them both. Now I'm going to hang them both. So if you're just now showing up, these are 2 totally different necklaces. 2 totally different necklaces, just in 2 different colors here. I mean, I know I don't really have to say that, but sometimes you never know who shows up later and they're like, what is this? These colors don't go together. No, that's because they're not the same thing. All right. Hold on. I'm getting everything. All right, so here are the 2 different color options for our festive necklaces. So we had the blue and the white, or the red and the green. They're so pretty. Really lovely, lovely, lovely. And if you were interested in having a set, you could do the earrings too. So there's the red and the green and the blue and the white. And again, easy to wear. You just pop them on and they're good to go. They're not heavy. They're not fussy. You don't have to worry about it, right? You let the necklace be the star of the show, or it's just your small little, nod at the holidays. Because some people don't like holiday jewelry. So a red and green pair of earrings is all you're going to get out of them. And that is respectable. And I see you and I appreciate you and I respect that as well. Just want you to know that. You don't think they look bad together? Really? I mean, I don't know. Hey, who am I to judge? All right, my friends, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for everybody who has made purchases in my Etsy shop. I want to tell you guys something. So for those of you who made purchases last week and are like, where is my package? So I actually ran out of my thermal, what are they called? They're, the thermal labels, that's the word. I ran out of thermal labels. They're getting delivered this afternoon. I apologize for the delay. I didn't realize I was that short on them, and my thermal printer is how I print those labels out. So your packages should be in the mail tomorrow. Okay. So I apologize for the wait on those. They are headed your way. Also know that this time of year, and this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Also know that this time of year is very, very busy for UPS, USPS, and FedEx. And so if your packages are on delay, I'm trying my best to get them out of my hands as quickly as possible. So I'm doing my part. The rest of it is up to them. And all you got to do at this point is just keep your fingers crossed, because I've got things that I've been waiting for weeks that are still not here, that are like delayed in transit. So just understand that, like, I'm doing the best that I can, and the rest of it is up to them. And we're all just going to have to hang on for the ride, because it's like this with shipping every single year. It's nothing new, but yeah, just letting you know. All right, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for all of your support and letting me be a part of your Friday afternoon. Thank you for your purchases in my Etsy shop. I hope that you have an amazing weekend. I will see you guys back here on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time with Sam. So set your reminders for that, and I will see you again soon. I love you. Bye, guys.